sing unto Yahweh, let all the earth call, bless his name and show forth his salvation from day to day, declare his glory amongst the...
My instructor, my teacher, for many years. And so now, as a result of his guidance, his teaching, I'm able to do what I'm doing today, right? And again, that just comes from me humbling myself, asking, requiring help and seeking help from someone that was more experienced than me, and that I had a desire to learn, okay? If you cannot understand the manuscript or read the manuscript, how can you teach the people? We only can teach the people with the data that we have, or the data that we have been exposed to. A lot of us been exposed to the King James Version of the Bible for many years until we start studying, and the Most High started giving us understanding. Then we start learning Biblical Hebrew with better than classical Hebrew. All right, so this is Samaritan grammar. Oftentimes, brothers and sisters, we get too comfortable in our learning to where we say, okay, well, I'm just going to learn Biblical Hebrew, that's it. No. I always like to encourage learn everything, because when you're doing a comparison to Masoretic texts and Samaritan Pentateuch, then you need to understand the grammar. It's very important to understand the grammar, or in any language that you're studying or you're trying to master. Okay? You don't want to go ahead and just buy books because someone showed you a book on social media. You want to make sure that you have a proper understanding, especially into different languages, different translations from one language to another, whether you go from Arabic, Ugaritic, Akkadian, Greek, Aramaic. You want to have a good understanding. And sometimes this understanding, it takes years, okay? It takes years to master your skill set. And even after mastering your skill set, you always can still be learning. So I like to tell people that it doesn't matter how good I think I am or what I think I know, I remain humble. So when you remain humble, then the Most High can use you. Now, the stuff I'm studying today, nowadays, this stuff is more like for my grandchildren, my granddaughters, my grandchildren, and for your children and grandchildren, your sons and daughters. That's why I do it, to be a blessing not only to my family, but to be a blessing to my brothers and sisters' family too, those who want to learn and want to develop. And as I always say, it's very important that you young ministers, leaders, that you get the proper training and guidance. Again, if not, you will fail our people. You will be standing before the people, putting stuff out there, and you basically don't know what the hell you're talking about, or you regurgitate information. Okay, so again, as you see, this is dealing with the medieval Samaritan grammars, okay? So that you kind of know what I'm reading. taught that in Hebrew, in the Hebrew language, according to Samaritan reading, there are 5 vowels, and this is indeed the number of vowels, phonemes in Samaritan Hebrew today as well. It is possible to distinguish 7 vowels, each of which adapts various shades of accordance with certain adjoining consonants. However, since the adoption of these shades is not grammatical significance, we do not carefully mark them in writing down words as pronounced by Samaritans. The following are 7 vowels: I, that's E. Okay. Here was Israel. Phonology. This is very important to master. But I want to get into phonology right now. I want to turn to the alphabets. Okay, so what I had to do, what I still do, is studying the consonants, studying the alphabets. Okay, so now, this is the alphabet. We see Aleph, Bet, Gamma, Dalet. You see what it say here? For this what? Hey, I, Pa, Lin, Bet, Yot, Av, Abate, Mem, Nun, Sengat, Ain, Fa, Zare, Ho, Rash, Shen, Ter. So now, mastering alphabets, okay, and get familiar with the script, get familiar with the alphabet, so you see them, you look at the vowels, look at everything, able to help you read, okay? This is very important to take your time. Again, stop being in a rush. You don't have to be in a rush. Just find times what's suitable for you to study, to look at different manuscripts when you're preparing your weekly Torah portion, or when you're doing your personal study. Okay, or you want to bring something out to the people. Again, as I always say, on many occasions, we have no excuse for developing our understanding of learning. Most of our people are lazy, and again, some you just gotta take by the hand. They're not gonna do it themselves. A lot of our people want you to do the work for them. I like to always tell people, I teach soldiers, men. I teach gangbangers, some of the toughest, roughest knuckleheads in the world. That's who I love working with. Trust me, I come from that life. Those type of brothers, they are more eager to learn because they understand discipline. Now, I'm not saying brothers who ain't never been on gangs and stuff like that don't understand discipline to a degree, but brothers that really been in the hood putting in work, they understand loyalty, they understand discipline. So in the Samaritan script, brothers, okay, sisters, again, it's very important to master your skill set. Now again, I want to show you again, this is Samaritan text. It took a lot of times. Astrology, consonants, okay. You know you meet people love to put on a front. Well, again, even in Samaritan, again, I read y'all, told you about the vowels, so it's very important to understand the vowels. So don't let a person tell you you can just pull up a script and just read the script. They teaching you ancient Hebrew, and you just read the script with no vowels, and you don't understand what the hell you're saying, that's not a very intelligent person. Every language have vowels. Okay, I like to always tell brothers, because during the time of Moshe Rabbeinu, because vowel was not written, doesn't mean vowel was not spoken. And I'm going to give you all an example of what I'm saying. Bear with me. Let's go here. Now, this is the book of Exodus, chapter 20, or Shemot, chapter 20. Right? How would you pronounce this word without the vowels? You would have to make up some stuff, right? You have to make up some stuff. And this is what a lot of our people do within this community. They make up stuff, and, you know, most of the people, they just jump right on, yeah, you know, it sound right. It sound right. How you know what this man is saying sound right? No, every good leader gonna teach the people. So I gotta teach you Samaritan. Yeah, you can pay me for my time, but I would give you a skill set where you can send your stuff out to any university, any professor. You can say, listen, this man taught you very scholarly, very well. Okay, take this very first word here. You know what the word gonna be right here? White the beer. Why? Why am I saying white the beer? This is Samaritan. I don't look at the vowels. I know how to associate the vowels with the consonants. Okay? So I'm going to look here. White the beer. Now, if you don't know the vowels here, how do you know this is past tense, future tense, present? What? How do you know? You don't know until you master the vowels and master the grammar, master your skill set. Again, very important. So if I'm saying is, okay, white the beer, then I'm going to look at this, I'm going to use my biblical Hebrew skills, okay? And I'm going to say, what could this be? Could this be a what we call a what call? Or could it be a PL? Could it be a PL sim? Okay, third masculine singular, prefix conjugation preterite. Okay, and he spoke. Who spoke? Could this word here be Elohim, which would be a masculine plural noun? Could this word here be et? The word here et here gonna be a direct object marker. Okay, could you see this word here? Okay, co. Okay, this is our. We want to say this is a masculine construct noun, and we would say all. Hadarim. All these what? All these what? All these words, right? So now this definite article hey right here, that's gonna be the hey. And then you got your masculine plural noun words. And then this word here you got your preposition, okay, with a third masculine singular pronoun suffix yod on the mem on the end of it is these spoke all these words, right? Now, even I want to go to verse 2. Verse 2, we can see the word anoki. The word anoki, this right here is going to be your personal pronoun first common singular. Okay? I, okay, here, this is a proper name. Okay? Yohe. Okay? So let's, if we move forward here, this here is Shalom, Shalom. My Shalom Karaki. Yeah, my Aki there. So we see this word here, Elaheka. You see this word right here? Elaheka. So this will be your masculine plural noun. Okay, you see this final calf? This right here would be your second masculine pronoun suffix. And so you translate it in your proper English. Okay, for those who don't know, so you gotta use proper English. You just say, okay, you're God, okay? Alright, so here, this word here can be your relative word clause. Okay, assure, that can be which. Now remember now, in Samaritan this is Samaritan grammar, you see your vowels. Very important. It's very important. So don't let people tell you that you don't need vowels to read in languages. Because vowels were not written, that doesn't mean vowels not spoken. You cannot speak a proper language without understanding the vowels. Okay? So I'm showing you right here. Okay, again, to go back, and go back. So I like to tell people I've been doing this for many years. So I'm not, go back to the alphabet. Let me see where I'm at. Bear with me. Nope, pass it, bear with me. So when I'm teaching and raising up young brothers, future leaders, I like to make sure they have the proper skills they need to be successful. Give me a second, trying to find the alphabet. I should have marked it. I had it, so let me see. Bear with me, bear with me. Bear with me, bear with me. So it always is put yourself in position to give back and help the brothers and sisters come up. You know, some of our people so messed up in their head, they don't want you to come up. Well, again, I'm in my 50s, so I'm not a young brother no more. I mean, I'm still young. Oh, here we go. I need to march right here. Okay, my bad. So again, we are not making up anything. We are showing and prove. And again, I like to always say, take your time. Okay, take your time and master your skill set. So when you're talking, you know what the hell you're talking about, and you're able to go to any university and have a decent conversation with any professor. Again, what I teach brothers and sisters how to read different Semitic languages as my professor taught me. So again, when I'm preparing a lesson, a Torah portion, I'm preparing to study, do a Torah portion on Shabbat, a Yom Shabbat. That I don't look at different manuscripts. Okay, so y'all see this for yourselves. Okay, so I'm not making up nothing. You see this right here. Okay, so as we go back to the Torah portion, Shemot. Now, this is what you got to be mindful of. You don't see no Hebrew access marks, so you will just keep reading, but you might not know where to stop at. You don't see a pay. Hallelujah, Aki. That's right. Mession, Aki. Yeah, that's right. Palau, yes. Palau. Yes, it's a genitive verb. Pei lama is a genitive verb. And it means to judge oneself. Hallelujah. So that's one thing I like what Yahya is saying. Don't worry, Aki. I got you, man. I got you. So, Palau, when we look at that, and it's so powerful that Yahya is saying what he's saying, that we judge ourselves first when we come before the Creator, and we ask Him to, Baba Kasha, please accept our petition that we are sending up on behalf of someone else, or either on behalf of a situation, or either on behalf of what we're going through. Hallelujah. Praise Yah. Again, teamwork. So we see this right here. That's why I say it's very important to understand how vowels function. Okay, this is Samaritan what text. Okay, now again, You see this word? You don't want to be. That's why we always tell the young soldiers. You see all these brothers on the street corner cussing folks out. What I'm doing now, I'm raising up brothers that when you go in the street corner, you talk very intelligent. You know your stuff. That you can take this book here, and you can read it. You can parse it out. When I say parse it, means you can break down the grammar, and you won't be like a damn fool. Okay? We got too many brothers watching videos on YouTube, and then next thing you know, they got a whole new camp teaching. But when you give them something this right here, they don't know what the word they're talking. That's right. We're supposed to teach humble. That's how. I like that, y'all. This is how we. This is how we bring the people in. Is speaking to the people in a very humble and wise way, where the people want to learn. For me, I don't keep nothing from people. I don't be on Facebook telling people to follow me. I teach teachers. This is what I do. Okay, I got grandchildren now, so I'm teaching my grandchildren. It's a lot of my focus. But I will never turn a brother or sister down that come to me and want to learn. Because we got to step up our game to take the knowledge to the next generation. That's our children and grandkids. Okay, we don't want to get stagnated. Okay, so let's move on. Where we at right now? I think I was at verse 2. Okay. We're here. Sure. Yes, I kid. Why is a snake but harmless? That's how we got to be. That's how we got to be. So you see this word here? This word right here would be the Hebrew word Hosea Tekah. Hosea Tekah. Hosea Tekah. So we see the word here, Hosea Tekah, okay? And that means that in the Hither verse them, that cause what? Something cause, okay? Them to be erected from where? Okay? You see this word here? Ma'aretz, this will be from the land of Misraim, from the land of Egypt. Okay, my bait. Okay, now how do you know this is saying my bait? Well, Moreh or Dr. Shayl is saying my bait because here I look at the towel, I see this letter right here, towel, and I see it right here, my bait. Okay, my bait would be from the house. For the house of what? Okay. Servitude. Okay. Abraham. Or bondage. You see this right here? This is what it could be. I'm not making this stuff up. I see the alphabet right here. See the alphabet right here. So this is how I want you young brothers to master your skills, to teach from a very intelligent standpoint. That if you want to go to Yale, you want to go to Oxford University, have a conversation with scholars, that you can do it. And we got to believe in each other. We got to push each other to be the best. Are y'all with what I'm saying? Okay. Hallelujah. So let's move on here to verse what? Wait a minute. Verse what? 3. You see the negative participle? The negative participle in verse what? 3 will be what now? Now I have the skill set. I can say lo or I can say la. Okay. Everything going to be depends on the vowels. Understand the vowels. Okay. If this is Aramaic, I would say la, la, la. Biblical Hebrew, la, la, la. Okay, you see the word here? Yeah. Okay. Now, this right here will be your call. Okay, imperfect. Okay. Third masculine singular. Okay, active voice. You see the negative participle here again. Okay, this is your preposition. Stake out your preposition. Okay, and that's gonna be lekach, lekach. Okay, your lam is your preposition. The kaf is your second master singular pronominal suffix ending to you. Other word, you should have know what. You see this word here, Elohim. This is your master plural noun. This word here, akarim, and this word here gonna be your master plural adjective. So look up adjectives. Okay, you want to look up adjectives. Okay, master plural adjective. Okay, it's saying you should have no other what? Deity or God. Okay. You want to say other. You see this word here. This is your preposition. It's your preposition here. This word here gonna be your ayin and your lamet. Okay. Let me say it again. This is gonna be your ayin and your lamet right here, and you can see it right here. Ayin, you see it right here. Okay. Very important. And you see your labat, labat, labat. Okay, labat, lamet. Okay. And so we see it right here too. Wait a minute. Right here, ow. Okay. Now we see this word here. This is going to be banah. Okay. Very important. All right. Before me or before my present. So this is how you're able to go from language to language, do comparative study. It's very important to be able to do comparative study, look at different manuscripts, because you might be reading the Hebrew Bible, where the Hebrew Bible might not agree with the Greek Septuagint Bible, and then you got to find out, I need to make this make sense to my people, so they will understand, right? If not, it comes with humbling yourself to want to learn. Now, a lot of people say, well, we want to wait to Zephaniah 3:9 that the Creator going to turn us back to a pure language. Well, number one, that's some foolish thinking. In other words, you might be dead and going. Do you know how many of our people have been waiting and quoting Zephaniah 3:9 have died? Your pure language, when you stop being lazy and get off your ass and open up your books and start studying. That's your pure language. And when you teach a group of brothers or assembly, and y'all staying side by side or stand shoulder to shoulder, and you shakam, and you speak the same language, the language will become pure. Okay? When you stand and when you agree with a group of individuals, y'all are speaking a pure tone. There ain't no division, there ain't no confusion. But again, a lot of our people are too lazy. They don't desire to study. That's a problem. So if there are 24 hours in a day, let's just say your husbands, fathers, grandfathers, find time, if not but 5 or 10 minutes a day, to study, to pray, make tefillah, seek the Most High, and watch what the Most High do. He will open your understanding up greatly. Hallelujah. So now, these are the things that we try to figure out what's going on with us. We cannot continue to say that I cannot learn. Everyone can learn. I don't like using the word that this person is slow. They're not slow. You have to teach them a little different. Okay? So What I did to learn how to read this is that I studied the alphabet, I studied grammar. So because I'm on social media, I don't want to make an ass out of myself. I don't want none of my doctor friends to say, hey, bro, you know what you put out there wasn't right. So you want to make sure. So even in English language with vowels, Samaritan, you got short vowels, somewhat long vowels, a long vowel, and extra long vowel. Right? This is giving me, so basic. This is doing the comparative study. So when it say that th means Tiberian Hebrew, right? So you want to say that's what it takes. You can look at that, and you will also look at Samaritan Pentateuch too, and you can compare the text, the vowels, okay, the consonants, how this stuff is written, okay. Now again, it takes years, but it can be done. This say if you make up your mind today that I really want to start learning how to stand before people and just say, you know what, read this manuscript, and I want to be able to read this manuscript with confidence and know exactly what I'm talking about. I want to encourage you today to basically do that. You can do it. If you're not going to do it for yourself, do it for the benefit of your children. Or do it for the benefit of your woman, especially if you got a good woman. And y'all are breeding, having children. Make sure they're just not being taught one thing, but make sure that they're being taught everything to the best of your ability. Okay? This is very important to know and to understand. Alright? So I want to show y'all something else. So when people tell me they study the Masoretic texts, I want to show y'all something. Give me 1 second. So you want to kind of be mindful of people when they tell y'all certain stuff that you're not sure about. You want to be mindful of that. And I'm going to give y'all something in a minute. I want to kind of make it simple. I'm looking for something. Bear with me. I want to kind of show y'all something very important. To why do we have so much confusion within the community? And why a lot of people don't take us serious, because we are not putting in our work to be scholars of our skill set. We are faking it. Right? So here's what I want to show y'all. Okay, now this word order. Okay. When you're talking about studying the Masoretic text, alright, this is part one, the outer form of the text. This is a very big book. And what it does, it walks you through the process of the Masoretic text. Very big book. Okay? Now, you see all the information here? I have to study it, master it, read it, understand it, before I stand before the people. I have to get in my spirit. As Yahya say, I have to make palau. I have to judge myself. I I have to ask the Most High to give me understanding. Because why? I'm teaching the people. And I like what Yahya say, Shalom, Shalom, Allah now. I like what Yahya say, that the wicked could pass by the righteous, but you're right. And this is the thing. It's called giving back. There's no greater joy for me as an elder now is be able to give back to you young brothers, to raise y'all up to where I can see the fruits of my labor. And I thank y'all for my son and my daughter-in-law and our grandkids, because this is why I do, because you got to have a motive of why you do it. Many years ago, back in 2015, I doing Shabbat study one Friday night, one Erev Shishi, and the brother Yaakov came by, and I was saying the prayer, and he looked at me. He looked at me, and that brother look changed my whole life, and that what got me on the path I'm in today. So this is the big book. If anybody that say they teach a Semitic language, teach Hebrew, if they don't have this book, this is the whole history of the Masoretic text. Whole history. If they don't have this book, it's a problem, because I can tell you they have not read the book. This is what every Hebrew teacher got to have. And I want to show y'all some things. So here's another thing. This is all in the book. This is a lot of stuff to study and master. It's a lot. So you cannot fake this stuff. You got to know that you know. If not, you will get exposed. So I don't come on social media to make an ass out of myself. I know that I have scholarly books. So whatever I want to study, I study and I master and get in my spirit. Because why? The people's souls are depending on me to make sure I get on the right information. So when you're dealing with Hebrew, dealing with any language, you must understand what's going on. Right? So let's see some more of this book. So you know how people say there's no R's and O's in Hebrew? So I want to show y'all something. You see this right here? History and print text of the Hebrew Bible. This is a lot of stuff, a lot of information. Look what page we on. You see, 813. So I want to show y'all something. This right here, description of the manuscript. A lot of information. You see all this right here? This is stuff I got to read and study. You got to read and study. Again, you have too many people in our community faking it. So when I go to bust somebody's head talking about the Hebrew Bible, I know damn well they ain't studied it. They're regurgitating information. Because my thing, I'm going to come back and say, okay, well, let's go here, look at this verse. Let's look at this verse. Do this verse agree with that verse? So now we have to find out what's going on. Did you study Masur? You see this word right here, Masur? I want to show you something. This word right here, Masur. So, bear with me. I want to show y'all something. One quick second. So, I see my degree. So, Masur, this is what we call the Masur right here. Very big book. So I'm gonna get this book right here. Yep. So this book right here is called the Moreh. You gotta have this book. This is a must need. Moreh. This book right here, you see it in this book. That means you gotta put yourself around brothers and sisters is that gonna support you spiritually and financially. If you can find this book, please get this book. This is a very good book. It's a big book, right? So I want to show you something. So in the Moreh, you kind of see how much I paid for it. You kind of put it out. $95 a long time ago. It's called Moreh. It's a scholarly book. This is a scholarly book. So let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Bear with me. So we was to go to Genesis 1:1. So it's going to tell you Gamma 3 times. 3 times. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Everything kosher, man. A big guy 6'10". So you see the term Bereshit. It's going to tell you that this term is mentioned Rosh right here. This word right here is mentioned in Genesis 1:1, Genesis 26:1, and Genesis. Jeremiah 26:1. Jeremiah 26:1. So it's going to follow you here. This book goes with this book. And so I have all my books, so I just carry one book. I got my vowels, I got my notes, everything. Okay? So I got all my books set up this way right here. Shalom, shalom. Samaritan Torah, it's okay? So this is how you have all the books. So that's another good brother of mine, Elder Samar. These are things we talk about in raising your young brothers up. Okay? So here, let's say this book, okay, all the information, this can give you the dates. Instead of arguing with people, this is a little simple book you can order right here. This can give you the dates. But this book here, this little book, goes with this book. And this book goes with this book. So now, and this gonna cover all the book of Genesis. This big book here is gonna cover the whole Hebrew Bible. So when we get to this book, this scholarly book, this is the Moreh. This is all the issues in this book, right? So this is the thing real quick. So now, but it took years to master this book, right? So let's go back to Exodus. So the time when we get back to the Samaritan text, now we're able, myself, Elder Samar, different brothers, able to start introducing the young ministers to this, so they're able to teach effectively. Because here's the thing, We might be dealing with brothers and sisters in our community. This right here might not be for them, and that's okay. But now we are preparing the younger generation to say, okay, now you have to step your game up, because me as a teacher, I cannot get stagnated, because I got to learn all this stuff right here in case I have an idiot coming on Shabbat. I can go ahead and bust him up for coming crazy. Instead of coming to learn, he's coming to think he know everything. You don't never go to a man's house to try to act like you know more than him. You go there and sit the hell down and learn and enjoy the Shabbat. Okay? So these are things that myself and a lot of other elders that we do behind closed doors. So this is why when brothers start talking about the Masoretic takes, I shut them down. Because they ain't learned enough yet. Because ain't no way in hell you read this book here. These are all the issues. What's it called? Description or manuscript. You don't even know what the hell you talking about. You want to argue with me? You ain't ready yet. You just and so look at all the stuff here. Samaritan Torah, this is years and years of studying. So how you gonna have a conversation when I know you don't even have the book, you ain't read the book? So let me finish on. So I want to show y'all something. So you know how people say, okay, well, there's no O's in the Hebrew Bible? This is called, I'll show you the stuff. This is called the Masur, the rise and development. You see all these scriptures here? All these scriptures are how the name is pronounced. All these scriptures. You see all the stuff here? I have to read. I don't have time to be arguing with people, children, grown ass people. I got too much stuff on my plate. Okay? Here's another thing. When they say, praise ye Yah. Now, do you not know in our community, Samaritan Torah takes right here, we have people say, Jehovah ain't no J. Wait a minute, Negro. We know that. We have to speak the language to what the people speak. All this stuff I know in my head, I can't go out there on the street corner telling people this stuff right here. I have to speak a language to where I meet them at and say anything that Yahya is saying to get them to come in. This is a lot of information, and this is why I tell people I don't have time to be arguing with people children. So I know when to say Jah is Yah. I know that. That is common sense. But we got too many people in our community will make a big deal if you say Jehovah. If you say Jehovah, I know who you're talking about. I'm mature enough. I'm not going to fall out with my brother because he says Jehovah. I know it's Yah. That's just common sense. But we have people don't understand that. So if my brother, there you go, Samaritan Torah. So look what it's saying right here in the book. This is saying, praise ye the Lord. Okay, am I going to get stoned for saying Lord? I know Lord is a tetragrammaton. I understand that. It's a tetragrammaton. But if you go on saying, saying something else, then folks don't understand what you're saying. You have to speak a language. Oh, praise Yah. You have to speak a language to meet the people where they're at, because when they open up their Bibles, it is saying L-O-R-D. We understand, we see L-O-R-D. It is a tetragrammaton. We understand that. But here's the thing, what I'm telling the young brothers, stop running people. I'm telling some of the old ass brothers too, stop running people, learn how to gain the people to whatever they say. We have too much stuff. I have too much stuff to be studying, teaching my grandchildren. You see all the information here? I don't have time to be arguing with folks. Now, understand if it said what Joe, yo. See there? Joe, yo. And this is something me and Elder Samar talking about over the years. So if this person say Joe, I know we have the skill set to say yo. No problem. Don't we say, hey, yo, brother. Hey, yo, yo, that's English. Well, Samar, you speak the foreign? No, the hell I'm not. It's Hebrew. So look at the name right here. Look at the name right here in your text. You see what's right here? Joab, Joab, Joab. You see it right here? It's about Joab. You see it right here. So again, these are the things that I have learned over the years. And again, my instructor is on. So again, learning this stuff, learning the measure it takes. And again, my teacher was hard on me. So what it did, learning again, this is a very big book. This is dealing with the Masorah. And my teacher tell you, I could not buy this book right here because I told him I wanted to buy it. He told me I wasn't ready for it. I got mad for it. So I had to wait another whole 2 years to get this big book because I had to master my skills. And this one, so when people say there's no O's and R's in the Hebrew Bible, I'm showing you all these scriptures right here. All these scriptures with the name. O. See that? O, 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 O. And I can go on and on and O. But again, this is called the Masorah, the Rise and Development. What happened was it gave me the skill set to now, let me close this big book out. It's what I like to tell people. So when you're talking about Hebrew and dealing with people, I have to what? Be able to look in the back of this book, open it up to understand all this right here. It took years. Manuscript described. This ain't no joke. So now, again, what happened was what the Samaritan takes. So one thing I had to learn this, then I had to be able to read this right here. And this is Exodus 12. I took what my teacher taught me. I learned the vowels. I learned the grammar. Let me back this up. I learned the grammar of Samaritan language, the vowels. I learned morphology. Okay? That helped me be able to do comparative study when I'm reading the MT text and I'm reading the Samaritan text, or when I'm reading this text right here. That's what it did. Right? But again, I took my simple skill sets, right? Long vowels, short vowels, same thing with classical Hebrew, and I learn it, and it helps me read this right here. So if I want to look at the Samaritan text, I can look at it, I can read it, I can say, okay, well, all right. Now there's no vowels here, so how would you pronounce this word here? How would you pronounce it? Okay. Well, I don't know. Well, you should study the alphabet, associate the consonant with vowels associated, and say, okay, could this be Waya the beer, or would you say Waya the bar? How would you know the tense without the vowels? This past tense or future tense? You're not gonna know, not unless you study the vowels of that language. Okay, again, this is another big book. So this is why I say I don't have time to be arguing, folks. You trying to argue with me? That's like back in the days. You come up in my cell trying to steal my canteen, and I don't build my canteen up in my cell. You just come take it. You better have a bad day, man. Brother, look at y'all. You good, Aki? We got you again. My teacher, Mr. Rafa, the healer. He's on. This is my teacher. Who taught me. So, again, my teacher. I couldn't go by Oh, my bad. My bad. Good looking, so man. I got on mute. Oh, sorry about. I didn't even put stuff on mute. Can I be heard now? Okay. So sorry about. So now, I was like, yeah. So now, when we look at these different manuscripts, and you're trying to wake all people up, you got to say, okay, listen, man. How does it make sense? So myself, like so many other brothers in leadership, we don't have time to be on social media arguing with folks how you pronounce a name when you ain't studied the Masoretic tradition. That's number one. What is tradition? How do you make sense? Do you understand this right here? Now, this is a lot of stuff. Look at all this stuff here. I don't have time to be arguing, folks. So people would get angry when you say, listen, brother, you don't understand the basic stuff you read. Why we need to talk about this right here? This is a lot of stuff I got to get in my head. Okay? You gotta look at the variants. Can you explain them? There's gonna be some. So it's a lot of stuff that took years and years for me. Okay, are you dealing with what you call the Western school? This is something my teacher taught me. There are two trains of thought: Eastern school, Western school. A lot of people didn't know this right here. But these are the things what my teacher taught me. It was led me to getting this book, okay, because this book here goes with this book, here. 3 books, all right? So it's a lot of stuff that goes with the Masoretic text that when you stand before people, you want to be able to say, okay, well, this is what I'm saying, So I'm going to show you something else. So because of the condition of our people, and like some talk about say, Yahya is saying, a lot of our people, they are really on milk, but a lot of them just don't know, but they are looking for people to teach them. So here's again right here. Here we go right here. So if I want to study pronoun suffix, so I gotta understand the grammar. Okay, you see it say what? Paradigm. The paradigm of this book right here. Call, nifal, okay, perfect, imperfect, call, nifal. So these things right here, pronoun suffixes. Okay, pronoun suffixes. So again, as I study these things, I'm able to read the text and say, okay, well, how can I make it make sense to my audience? How can I make it make sense? Well, I gotta learn the alphabet. From the alphabet, study the vowels, study the grammar, see how the grammar function in the Samaritan. Okay? Now, again, this is all dealing with the Masoretic text of the Hebrew Bible. All right? Big book. A lot of stuff to learn. So for that, I'm able to go back and come here to the Samaritan text. Okay, now, again, the first thing I did, remember, study the alphabet, study the vowels. Okay, now, with this book here, this grammar book here, because the way it's written, you want to kind of have at least a little basic understanding of basic Arabic grammar too. So I'm not getting that today, but this is the skill set that I was given to where I'm offering brothers and sisters, say, listen, you want to kind of step your game up, because how something is read, Ray, and Deuteronomy 25 and 8. Okay, when you get to the Samaritan text, it might read something a little totally different, right? So again, this is building your skill set up, right? So what else we can look at in this book? Let's look at what people say the Babylonian vocalization. This is very important. You have to, when you see this right here, you have to know that you know. That means your instructor, your teacher, if your teacher or instructor asks you, so listen, I need you to give me an example of the vocalization of Babylon, it shouldn't be an issue. You should be able to do it. Okay, so if my teacher asks me to write a paper and give him an example of Babylon vocalization, then I need to be able to do it. Matter of fact, I got a book. Hold one second. I got something. How to understand. So you see what they did here? This book here is quoting this book. So, I'll give you an example. The sewer finals. All right. They're very important. So when studying, you're gonna spend a lot of time studying when you get time. So remember I say the Babylonian. So this right here would be the vowels in Babylonian. All right. Philistine, Tiberian pronunciation. These are the vowels. So when people say, "Oh man, no vowels, no this and that," I look at them and laugh. You see what you got right there? Those are vowels. All right. So now, so you want to look at some plates. So now I have to look at the plates. This might be from it's come from the book of Bay Commentary. To let me see, make it make sense. Try it upside down. Yeah, try it upside down. But you got to be ready to add the vowels to the consonants to make it make sense. So this is a lot of work, and this is the Isaiah scroll. So, setting under a good teacher, a good leader, is going to give you the skill set to look at the Samaritan Pentateuch. A teacher, you want to come in, man, and share some wisdom, share some knowledge, man, on the vowels and understand the vowel set, vowel points. You want to come on teach? All right. So this is what I do, and what got me to where I'm at today. And I'm humble and I'm grateful. So again, this is still coming from Samaritan text. But again, I like to always say in the most humble way, it took me years to understand this stuff, because I had a teacher that taught in a way, and still do got the same teacher, that give me the skill set to be able to look at this stuff, take what I learned in classical Hebrew, and now be able to say, okay, well, let me see what the Samaritan's saying. Let me look at the grammar. So, but this is very important. So, if you're interested in learning or want to learn Biblical Hebrew, Classical Hebrew, you definitely can reach out to the guy that Zokan that taught me, Mr. L. Well, you know, I guess we probably could start up our classes back probably next year. But, you know, I want to encourage you, brothers and sisters, you can do it. Never say what you can't do. Never say what you can't learn. But don't go out and buy any books if you ain't first master your basic biblical Hebrew skills. And again, it took me years, I'm going to say it a third time, it took me years to master my skill set to be able to read this and associate vowels with sound and consonants, to make sure that understanding even in what Samaritan, how is it functioning? You know, this is what we call Rama Hay verbs. Alright? This is very important to know. And again, as I say up here, you see this grammar book right here. It's going to get you to where you need to be. So, again, any questions, inbox me, hit me up. Be glad to build with you, guide you, point you in the right direction. Shalom, shalom.
Great job. Sing unto Yahweh a new song. Sing unto Yahweh, let all the earth call. Bless his name and show forth his salvation from day to day. Declare his glory amongst the heathens and wonder amongst the people. Every morning and evening I give him praise. The false gods are vain by the Most High. The skies was made, nothing new under the sun. Yeah, these times don't change. I guide my steps, direct and devise my ways. Honor and majesty my Yah retain. Beauty is in the sanctuary amongst the saints. Give Yah glory and strength. Search far and wide across the seven seas for a sign, but never seen a God alive like Yah, my Elohim.